Hey guys. Okay, so last week I didn't exactly make a video. I was kind of sick, and when I say kinda, I mean death's door, coughing, stuff out of both ends. Enough details. So this week, speaking of details you may not always want to hear about, we're gonna talk about the commode, the potty. Specifically, we're gonna do a PSA, a public service announcement about Eastern toilets. So choosing which toilet to use, I suppose, is like choosing the right tool for the job. I suppose any will do, of course, but there are better choices than others. In China, your best bet is to head to a McDonald's. McDonald's is gonna have a Western style toilet. They do provide toilet paper, and most of the time it's cleaner than others. Now, if you can't find a McDonald's or you can't find anything else and Eastern toilet's your only opportunity to go, choose one on the far end. Now, of course, if you're born in China or any other Eastern countries that use the Eastern style of toilet, obviously not a big deal. But for those of us who have not, there's a lot of things you've probably never thought of before you go to use an Eastern toilet. One of which is your trousers, your pants, shorts, whatever, skirt. In that the floor is usually not clean at all. Most of the time they just kind of sweep up stuff and it's rather filthy. It's usually covered with urine, a little splatter from the last guy who did the number 2, and it's really not something you want to put your pants in. Now, having said that, you mostly don't have an opportunity not to. You can only pull down your pants so far before they hit the floor and still give you enough room because, again, you're not sitting, you're squatting. And so you have to pull your pants down so far to allow for decent squat and yet still keep them off the floor so your pants don't soak up the last 20 guys who had to go pee. So this is where your balance comes into play. Because you can really only stand so wide when you got your pants around your ankles and your knees. So you can try to hold on, but I don't recommend it. Most of the walls in Chinese bathrooms probably haven't been cleaned since the Nixon administration. And of course, since you can only stand so wide, you need to work on your balance. So some of you, this won't be a problem, obviously. You can squat real low and keep your balance fine. Those of us who have not grown up with the Chinese toilet, however, may find this kind of difficult. And if you squat too low, you may teeter backwards and fall right in. And that's not good. Of course, you got to be careful of the stuff you brought in with you. Not only as far as where to put it, and that is an issue because most of the time the stalls in a Chinese bathroom do not have hooks. There's very few places you can actually set it, and you don't want to set it on the ground, believe me, because then your bag or whatever else is going to be soaking up the last 20 guys or girls that have peed all over the floor. And yes, they do pee all over the floor. You also have to be careful of stuff in your pockets, because not all the bathrooms are going to have a stall that goes all the way down to the floor. This means that occasionally in like a bus station, train station, or whatever, as you're going, there may appear small little hands underneath the door, kind of pawing around. And I've heard a lot of guys that have actually lost their wallet, lost their phone, or whatever else. As they're going, someone reaches right in and grabs it. And what are you going to do? You can't. You're in the middle of your business, as they say. So nothing you can do about it. Of course, you really want to be careful of the hole itself. I've heard of more than one person that has dropped their stuff right in an Eastern toilet. And it's not like a Western toilet where it's just clean water. Half the time there's no water. There's just stuff. Do I need to fill in the blanks? Stuff down there. So you don't want to reach down there. There's like a handbag of communicable diseases in there. And of course, if you drop something, unless it's a priceless heirloom, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Of course, going to the bathroom in China, in a public restroom, is never a solo performance. No, no, no. This is a group effort. Because anytime you go in, people are kind of curious. If you're a guy and you walk up to a urinal, most of the time, there's other guys trying to, you know, peek over because they're curious. Is a Western guy built the same as I am? Same with the toilets. Half the time, the stall door is just another obstacle for someone to peek over, and they will. A lot of times, you'll be in the middle of doing your stuff, and you look up and, oh, hi, I'm almost done. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't. And it's not anyone really being pervy. I mean, well, I suppose it's possible, but most of the time, it's just honest to goodness curiosity. And the people at the time are very curious. So yeah, they're gonna peep on you a lot. Don't take it to heart. Don't, you know, get offended. Just, you know, smile and finish quick. So I know a lot of you have probably never thought about this before, but the water at the bottom of a Western toilet is there for a reason. It's basically to stop your stuff from splattering everywhere. Now, unfortunately, an Eastern toilet doesn't have this luxury because usually it's just a porcelain pit at floor level. So, how can I put this nicely? Things splatter. Of course, BYOT. Bring your own tissue. Because in 95% of the public bathrooms in China, you won't find any. You buy these little squares of tissue, almost any convenience store. They usually cost you a kwai or two, and they're well worth it. You know, if you need to blow your nose or, you know, wipe anything else. And lastly, you want to pay attention to the actual size of the stall you use. I was telling you earlier, definitely trying to pick a bigger stall if you can, because most Chinese people are kind of small. So they don't build the stalls very big. Now, you might not think, oh, that's not a big an issue, but think about it. The actual Eastern toilet is built into the floor, and that's part of the actual floor space. So when you step in, the door is usually going to go over the toilet. So you want to be careful, don't step in. Believe me, that's disgusting. And when you're leaving, same thing, because you're gonna have to straddle both sides of the Eastern toilet before you can get the stall door open again. So pay attention to your surroundings, and you'll be fine. So yeah, the Chinese potty, the Chinese bathroom, it's nothing to be afraid of. And when you gotta go, you gotta go. But like anything else, a little forethought goes a long way. Well, this is a little bit different, more of a PSA style than anything else, but I hope you guys liked it. Like anything else, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay frosty.
What are you doing? I don't want a goodnight kiss from you. No, no goodnight kiss. Ugh.